So when we talk about proof, we specifically refer to the trap framework. So when it comes to taking longs, for example, the only reason we want to take longs is because we want the market to show us that buyers are in control. Either here, either here, either here, in this region. Yeah? So what we use is we use the TRAP, or the trap framework. So trap actually stands for trapped reactions at price. Let me just write that a little bit clearer. So in your own words, how would you define it? How would you explain that back to me? Or in other words, let me put in more context. So using the trap framework, can you explain to me why I took longs today?
Okay, yeah, because you saw there was a finish auction, which means the sellers are being absorbed at our key level, which then indicates for us to take a buy.
Yep, sellers being absorbed, right? So what we basically had was, think of it as there were sellers that were then trapped, giving us those reactions at that price, and so the price we define as our key level here. So think of basically to take longs, sellers have to be trapped. To take shorts, buyers have to be trapped. Think of it like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's how we go through trap. Sorry, one second. So that's how we go through the trap framework. The trap framework is specifically for The trap framework is specifically for understanding who's in control of your zone, and the trap framework works very well hand in hand with the last piece. So we've done positioning, we've got our key level, we've had a good reader price, we've understood what the price is showing us, what the market proof is showing us. How do we transfer this into an entry, or how do we use it as an entry model? Okay, let's go through precision now. So when it comes to precision, what we're looking for, if I go back to school, is I'll break down one of my entries. So what we can see here is I will break this down in terms of, so as you can see here, I exited the first long. Second long was basically break even. I think I made like $80 on this, so not that much. But hopefully you can see, well, what we're referring to here is a break and retest. So it's the bolt break. Have you heard me talk about the bolt breakout blueprint?
No, I haven't. I think that's new.
Alright, so here is a footprint chart, right? And here is your regular execution. So what you want to basically focus on is this. So just remember the word BOLT, right? BOLT stands for break, optimal retest, liquidity absorption, and then you pull the trigger.
Oh yeah, so this is how we've been doing it.
Yeah, I put it into an acronym so you can actually remember it.
Yeah, nice.
So there you go. So let's do this now. So once you have this, right, what you want to focus on is, can you see how we've had a break above the level like this? Break. Can you see that break? That there is the break, yeah? Now, there's two ways of doing this. You see the candle here. This is the break candle here. I wouldn't consider this a break candle. This is the break candle. What I do is I use the top of the body to signify the break. So this here is a break right there. Obviously we have the wick as well, but this is the actual break because it's the body. Yeah. So this is the 4 steps you have to follow. So first is break, second is optimal retest. And what I mean by optimal retest is you're basically looking for more than one candle to re-enter the zone, at least halfway through the zone. So for example, you can see here that it's more than half.
Yeah.
Now, the execution that I had comes after a liquidity. So I pull the trigger after seeing liquidity absorption. What do you think I mean by liquidity absorption? Look at the zone here. What do you see?
Aggressive sellers being trapped.
Yeah, perfect. So there, especially these, even if you look here, can you see how it's a green candle? This one here, this one here. It's a green candle, but when we zoom in, you can actually see it's a green candle with a ton of selling, aggressive selling over here. That's why it's important to have a good reader price. So READ, read the bid and ask, evaluate the delta, assess aggression, and then detect zeros. You can't see them here, but there were zeros all across here. Massive amounts of selling. So this is what we call a liquidity absorption.
Yeah.
and you pull the trigger. So I pulled the trigger at 71.50 after price got above here. Well, I think it was just below. You can see it's roughly there at roughly the same line. Can you see that?
Yeah, I see.
So this is the process we follow, right? That's the entry process. So that's the bolt breakout blueprint. So break, optimal retest, liquidity absorption, then we pull the trigger. And that is the fourth P.
Yeah, so it was actually really good entries today. It's just unfortunate.
It's just the chop. Yeah, it's just the chop. So what I'll do, it's just a chop. Sometimes it happens. It's not necessarily, or it isn't our fault when that happens. We can only define our levels and execute with precision, right? That's the only thing.
Yeah.
So we don't want to ignore this level because we know it was a great level from Friday. And we can also see, to some extent, there were trapped participants here, right? So we know that there were trapped buyers here. There was also trapped seller here, trapped seller. Just, we basically chopped from, let's say, the middle of this zone. So 240, we're still in this range now. This range here, 240, we're back to the level. So we've been sort of here in this range from 240 all the way to now